extra money to get something better. But even the stuff he had that was better wasn't as good as what you've got and cost him more. But he said what is issued is giant, clunky, basically crap. And he just said he can't believe that those guns, because he's seen the purchase orders, you can look at them online, the military's buying them generally for more than what your firearms cost.
Yeah, the government and the firearms industry is really unique. It seems to be more of a I won't say political agenda, but it seems it's who you know when it comes down to that, and that's understandable. I see how that works. We've had a lot of special operations group contact us over the past few years. There's one particular unit that carries our weapon. We're not at liberty to say who it is, but we built it to their specific specifications, and they've been extremely happy with it. Again, you have to keep in mind that community is so small. Everybody knows everybody. So when you give a product to some of these special individuals that work for our government, if it's not 100% steadfast, you'll never, ever sell another one to anybody in that group. So we pride on ourselves on making sure that if it's going to go in the hands of somebody, it's going to be dependable. I mean, all of my guys here that are armors are combat veterans. They've been in battle. They have had to rely on this weapon system to save their life. And it's very important to me that every gun that leaves head down has their stamp of approval.
Well, it's amazing. We just threw some scopes on them and then just took them out, and we're shooting really accurate after about 10 minutes. But then we went up to the shooting range, and we were shooting at 100, 200 yards, bullseye. And we don't claim to be great marksmen, just pro-Second Amendment folks. All I know is compared to everything else I've shot, it's the best. And I'm almost embarrassed that I've got rifles that cost me $2,000, $3,000 that aren't as good. But in all fairness, I bought those 3-4 years ago. I know that there's been an evolution, but from what I've read in the different third-party review sites, the big ones, you guys are right there on the cutting edge, right there in the top few percentage points.
Yeah, I would put our weapon, our rifle, against any rifle manufacturer that builds a similar style AR. I mean, we have been in many competitions and law enforcement trials to do test and evaluations, and we've always, the ones we've had to participate in or got the privilege to participate in, we've always come on top. And the thing of it is, a lot of these smaller departments that really do need this type of weapon with some of the threats that we have facing us nowadays can't afford some of these other companies that charge, $2,000 and $3,000. And one of our local community police departments, I mean, they were thankful that they could buy a gun that they could rely on that would work, that didn't literally break the bank, and they couldn't facilitate anything else for officer safety.
That's right. You could arm 2 police officers with, say, your Triton, instead of arming 1 with a leading competitor who we're not attacking, but let's face it, a lot of these guys would just buy the guns from you and then double the price.
Correct. Like I said, there's a lot of good companies out there. Alex, I would never, ever say anything bad about another company.
Sure, I'm not running them down. I mean, if your gun was $2,000, I think it would be worth it, and I'd be promoting it. But the thing is, it's such a game changer that it works so good, it's so high quality, and it's so much less. I mean, there's nothing wrong, I guess, with being greedy, but I guess you guys just aren't being greedy.
No, we don't. Head down's not based off of greed. We wanted to have people, the working man, be able to own a quality rifle. I mean, our starting Triton series starts at $849. You can't buy anything out there comparable to that that's a billet gun versus a forged gun.
Shane said he had a trigger done like yours on a $2,000 rifle, and it cost him $500.
Yeah, you can buy our trigger for $179, and it's comparable to everything out there is $300 and $400. We don't want. I want people to embrace the Second Amendment. I want them to be able to utilize and get something that's going to be quality that they can use and be proud to have. When you price, some of these companies price it so high, people can't afford to get things like that, and unfortunately, they don't get to exercise their constitutional rights as they should be able to.
Well, you sound like Henry Ford. He ended up making 20 times as much more money than his competitors because he did the right thing and priced the cars where his employees could buy them.
Yeah. I'm not real big on home runs. I'd rather just get hitting singles and doubles. make people happy, keep them satisfied, be there for them when they need me. I mean, Head Down is very approachable. I mean, if you have a problem, you don't call your dealer, you call Head Down. You talk to one of our managers or you talk to one of our armors and say, this is the problem I have, what do I do? You ship it back to us. We generally turn it around in a week. We want to be there for our consumer. We don't want it to be one of these things, well, oh, yeah, well, John Smith has a problem with his gun. We'll send it back to him.
Exactly. There have been a lot of folks involved in the Second Amendment industry that aren't there for the Second Amendment. You guys are in it. You love it. You're vets. You're patriots. It's the American dream. That's why I'm so excited about this. I mean, I use the allegory of the unicorn. I mean, it's really hard to find one of those, but I'm telling you, Head Down is that. And so we're so excited about you guys being sponsors and not being cowards because, I mean, so much as you know of the gun industry, and I'm not knocking them, it's just true, we had to basically bully the NRA with Gun Owners of America and others to stop being so wimpy 5 years ago. I know you guys are also involved in Second Amendment groups as well, aren't you?
Yes, ACU, which is Armed Citizens United, I'm on their board as the manufacturer advisor. Yeah, unfortunately, Alex, I think that our industry has become kind of like an ostrich. Let's just stick our head in the sand and it'll go away. We won't do anything about it. And the worst thing is these people have such a platform. They could get out there and educate people of what to do with. I'm just now exercising my Second Amendment rights. I'm proud to be a gun owner, proud to be an American. Now what I do? Well, no one's out there really saying, okay, well, listen, you need to lock this gun up or put the ammo in a different place. They don't do any of that. So then it's some big, huge thing when somebody leaves it out and somebody steals it and runs off with it. Education is the key to our Second Amendment rights, and especially in day and age. I question none of the original amendments, ever. That is our foundation of our country. That is what our country is based off, and that's why it's the greatest country in the world. Nowadays, people want a warning label on everything. So in our day and age, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, we all know who those are, I think education is the key. I think that's very important.
No, you're right. We've got to promote a gun culture or we're going to lose everything. We're starting to gain ground finally because we started promoting the Americana culture of independence, and that starts with the right to free speech and the right to defend yourself. And if we don't get on the offense, we will lose. So you got to learn how to use guns, learn the proper safety, learn how to stow them, get involved in a shooting group, and then bring someone else in who isn't part of the culture, and that's how we're going to win. Look at what the socialists do with their colleges. They take normal kids, screw them up. We've got to take people and deprogram them.
Oh, I agree with you 100%. There's such a fear. I had this question asked me the other day that, you know, this is dangerous and that is dangerous. And I was like, people are dangerous. And what gets me is about people that are, and I'm glad we have liberals. I'm glad we have conservatives. You know, yin and yang, it takes the world to go around. But what a lot of people don't realize is your Second Amendment enables you to have your first. And without those two together, you're out. You can forget about it. What we have will be over.
And notice it is all being destroyed. I mean, when they attack one part, they attack the other, and that's why the first and second come first and second, because they team up together. HDfirearms.com. Lee, is the site back up yet?
Let's see. Is it back up, Ron? Our website? It's been going up and down. So.
All right, well, it's back up right now, folks. If you couldn't get into it earlier, hdfirearms.com. Call your local dealers and tell them get some of these great firearms in, and believe me, go hold them for yourself. I know you're going to get one, and that's going to help fund the info war. It's a win-win-win. Stay with us. I'm Alex Jones. Lee Queen is the co-founder of Head Down Firearms, Head Down Products. We should add that, hdfirearms.com. You notice I rarely have a sponsor up on the show. I mean, maybe twice a year you'll hear me have a sponsor on the broadcast. And generally it's concerning news in that industry, like when FEMA got caught trying to corner the market on storable foods last year. Or I did have a sponsor on an ammo manufacturer who they were trying to buy all their ammo up from. So, I mean, I occasionally do that. If there's a bill to ban body armor, we'll have a sponsor up about that, but it's not really about the product itself. This is about the product. We're not like NPR. We're not like MSNBC, who on record got their parent companies like $2 billion in stimulus money. Over $100 million went to MSNBC, including a raise for Rachel Maddow. Your tax money went to that anti-freedom witch. We don't do that. We have some great sponsors, but mainly we sell our own products. T-shirts, books, videos, cook stoves. It was just stuff I like. I mean, I kind of want InfoWarsStore.com to be like a Cabela's and just be high-quality stuff I'm into, stuff I personally use. I mean, I don't promote something. You can hear ads on the network that are their own sponsors. Check them out for yourself. I'm not saying they're good or bad. You hear me endorsing something, I've really checked it out. I believe in it. I use it. And you can tell I'm very, 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 very excited about Head Down Firearms. Going back to Lee, what is the best number for folks if the website goes down because of hundreds of thousands of folks visiting it, or if folks don't want to get online? Can they call you guys and talk to you and purchase a firearm and then have it shipped to their local dealer to take possession of it? What's the best process for that?
The best number to call is 770-485-7015. That's our direct line to Head Down.
Let me get that number out because I had it here and wanted to make sure that was the correct one. 770-485-7015. 770-485-7015. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so they can call directly here and basically tell us what they want, order whatever kind of firearm they want. They'll have to splice with their dealer, and we can ship it to them. It has to be, again, within state and federal laws. Some of our unfortunate states in this country doesn't allow these types of firearms, but as long as it's a legal process, it's not a problem. We can ship it anywhere in the United States.
It's usually just, boom, you buy it, it's shipped right to the dealer, unless you're talking about D.C., New York, or somebody like, someplace like Chicago.
Right. Yeah. Some of those unique states, unfortunately, people have had their rights taken away from them, unfortunately, and it's really sad. I hate that for them.
Lee, I've been ranting here. I want to give you 10 minutes or so before you leave us and I get into news to talk about any other subjects as an American, as a patriot. Talk about the different line of firearms you have, what you're planning to come out with. It's Head Down products, some of the other amazing products. That's the other reviews I've seen that are just as positive or more so is your accessories. Yeah,
we started doing holsters, Kydex holsters. I actually have one. And again, it's we make them for just about every type of pistol you can buy. They're made out of Kydex. They have the same exact warranty as our rifles. It's 100%. You break it, send it back, we'll replace it or fix it for free. There's no charge on it. And again, a lot of Kydex products, again, are out there that are $80, $90, $100. Ours are $65. We do Glock slides as well. This is one of our Glocks that we have. And I think I actually sent one to someone in Texas that, this is something we do. You can get a complete Glock with this type of machine work done on it for $799. So the closest thing comparable to it's between $1,500 and $3,000. Again, I wanted to put a product out there that people were happy with, that they could afford. There's so many things out there that people would like. I mean, I can remember so many times in my life, Alex, that I wanted to buy something, but it was just so unobtainable because the price was so ridiculous. And I don't want people to compromise. I want to build something that they're going to like and embrace, and it's a generational thing. It's going to be passed down to their son or their daughter. And you're promoting the Second Amendment, and you're on a major gun group board. I mean, it is really a win-win, and I thank God for the blessing of you guys being a sponsor. It's so exciting. And I just can't wait to take my son and daughters out. In fact, I think I'm going to get them all the Triton series. I mean, I've got to be honest. I shot the more expensive ones, the ones that the special ops guys like, and they're great. And Joe Biggs, big combat vet, again, was salivating over that one. The Provictus, which means, I guess, win before the war through vigilance. But I like the baseline one the best, man. That is a sexy rifle. Our Triton series does the best for us. Alex, the gun weighs, you were talking about the weight of the gun. I believe the Triton 15 weighs 6.7 pounds. Oh, man. So yeah, when it's hanging on your back, you can't even feel it. Yeah, it's basically the same exact thing as what a standard base M4 would be. And you get the rail, you can attach the accessories, so forth and so on. Amazing. Tell us about some of the other rifles. Well, I happen to have one. You were talking about the 308. This is the 308 that we're doing now.
That is sexy.
Yeah, it is